We're talking Scranton Prep boys soccer here on the John Mendola Show at our Carol and Janelle. Sean Curry, the head coach, with us. And Sean, let's talk about the outlook here for 2017.
Well, we bring a lot of talent back. We did graduate a decent amount of seniors. We graduated 10 seniors, and we lost one of our key defenders to a move. He moved away from the area. So we're 11 guys down from last year's team that was successful. But we bring back a lot of young talent and a lot of guys who were key components of last year's district and league championship run. So we have high expectations this year.
Leadership, always the big question when you graduate that many guys. How do these other guys now lead?
I think the guys who are taking over have been leaders. I feel like we have a team that's been full of leaders by their play on the field, more so than being verbal leaders. We have leaders in our defensive shape. Even though we graduated probably two of the best defenders in Lackawanna League, we bring back two of the best defenders in the Lackawanna League and maybe the best goalie in the Lackawanna League. So we have leaders in the back. We have strong leadership in the midfield as well, and Cullen Myers, and then and Kenny Kinsel and Greg Fisher and Mara Rotel, guys who've got a lot of varsity experience and understand what it's like to be under pressure in a big game. And then we have leadership up top with guys like Corbin White and Alec Butner, who are recognized goal scorers and have put the ball in the back of the net in big games. So we've been fortunate that we've been able to not only have leaders, a couple leaders here and there, but to have multiple leaders on the field at any one time.
How about the league overall this year? What are you expecting competition-wise?
Well, we're not a surprise anymore. Last year we were surprised because we had switched down to Division or AA bracket, so we were kind of the new guys, and I think we took some teams by surprise in terms of our shape and what we had. Most of the teams hadn't seen Cullen Myers before and hadn't seen our formation, and so I think our speed and our depth shocked some teams, and then our formation was kind of unique. Which is why we're changing it again this year a little bit because of the depth that we have and the guys who are returning. It gives us an opportunity to stay competitive. I think that the league we play in is a good league. I think that some of the teams graduate a little bit more than we did, so we'll have an advantage there. But teams like Lakeland graduated very little. They should be very, very good, and they're well coached. And Mountain View's always got a strong program, and they should give us a game. So we do expect to be challenged this year, but at the same time we'll go out of our way to find some other challenging games as well outside of the conference.
Teams from the Wyoming Valley Conference, you may not always have a handle on that until the season gets heated up a little bit more towards the playoffs start coming down, but some teams that you may face when the playoffs approach.
Well, I mean, we always expect to see teams like Wyoming Seminary. I mean, we saw them in the final. It was a great game, 2-1 overtime final. We expect to see a team that talented back again. Berwick was a team that seemed extremely well coached and only graduated a couple kids. Myers seemed like they were bringing a decent amount of kids back. So we know, again, we're not playing in the AAA bracket where a lot of the competitive teams that we're used to seeing in the past are. But we were impressed by what we saw through districts last year, and we're hoping to see that level of competition again.
As far as numbers this year, where do you think you're going to be soccer-wise there at Scranton Prep?
I think we're going to sit between 32 and 34, which is a good number, considering our enrollment's down a little bit as compared to the last couple of years. But the players that we have will probably dress 2 or 3 varsity freshmen this year, and a team that's pretty talented. That says a lot about the kids who are coming in.
And Coach, as far as things you learn every year and trying to get a little better, you said, hey, we may change some formations, do some different things. Soccer is one of those games you're just always trying to keep evolving with. So the kids at Prep evolving with you and going with the times?
They've bought in. They all come from different, whether it's a travel background, rec background. They come from different coaching styles, different formations. But it seems like the kids that I have are very coachable kids who are willing to accept the idea of a team, and this year's theme, which is more family, which is the ultimate team, really a family. and they're able to buy in. We have guys who can play multiple positions and are willing to move, up or back based on situation and the team scenario. So the guys have been able to update with me, whether we're playing in a 3-5-2 or a 4-3-3 or a 4-2-3-1, whatever variation we plan on using based on the situation and the opponent. They've been great in terms of buying into it and sacrificing for the Scranton Prep family.
Coach, always great to see you. We wish you the best this season.
Thank you, John.
Continuing the conversation with the Scranton Prep boys soccer team, Santo Insalaco is with us. And Santo, let's talk about where you play on the field and the impact you hope to have this year for Prep.
I primarily play as a defender for the team. I hope to become like a leader on the team. Really, I see the whole field from defense, so I hope to be able to direct everyone and hopefully have a big impact and keep other teams from scoring, help our team score. I'm surrounded in the back by Kenny Kinsel and Samson Bednarz, who you'll be talking to soon. They're also very solid. They've been starters for the past 2 years, and we're very confident that we can keep a lot of clean sheets this year. They're very talented.
Let's talk about the in goal this year and having somebody there, experienced person in goal, or you have a new person battling for a position?
Oh no, we have Gary Robleski. He was our starting keeper last year, and he was phenomenal. He was a junior last year, and so we didn't really know how he was going to fit in. But he did very well last year, and he was very solid, and I'm very grateful to have him back this year.
Communication is such a big part of any sport, especially on the defensive part of a soccer field. So talk about being able to communicate with your guys, and of course you being a senior, you have to be one of those guys that gets after it with your other fellow teammates.
Yeah, we have a lot of players on our team who are very loud, and they're not afraid to make their presence known, which is a very good part of our team. That's why we gel so well together, because everyone's always communicating. Everyone knows where to be at all times, or we'll tell them what to do. And so we're very lucky to have loud people on the team. No one's scared to, no one is shy on the team.
How about as far as being in shape, working out through the summer, doing some unofficial practices? I'm sure you guys get together to stay in shape. What are some things you're doing right now to kind of make yourself ready for soccer season?
Yeah, Coach Curry's running conditionings for us over the summer, like 3 days a week, and they're exhausting, and we're going to definitely be in shape for the season. He makes sure we're always ready, perfect, and that helps us out later on in the season. When other teams start getting tired towards the end of the games, our team, we just keep pushing through. We are very well conditioned.
Graduating 10 guys, but having some depth with 32, 34 guys, as Coach said. Talk about some of the younger guys, what you try to hope to do with them, and maybe seeing a couple of those guys make an impact this year for Prep.
Oh yeah, definitely. The younger guys on the team, they're not as experienced, but they're all talented, and they all could fit in well with the system. They listen to us, and they're not arrogant or cocky and do what they want. They really are helpful to the team. They listen to us, and they're going to have a big impact for us, especially losing a lot of talented seniors.
For you, let's talk about the academic end, maybe some subject areas you like. I'm sure you're challenged academically like many of the students at Scranton Prep, just trying to keep pushing yourself to achieve more.
Yeah, I'm very big into math and science. That's what I want to go in college. I want to be an engineer or something like that. And so it's very hard sometimes at Prep, and balancing soccer and academics could be tough, but I don't know, we make it work. Everyone on the team, they're very hard workers.
As far as the family getting behind you, whether it's the academic part or the athletic part, tell us a little about your family.
My family, they really want to push the academics. They like that I play soccer, and they think it's a good thing for me. But my mom, she's always on me about keeping up with the grades and making sure I get into a good college. Same thing with all of my family members.
Sounds like a good mom. Of course, that support from the family is so important. As far as other things you're involved with there at Scranton Prep.
Oh yeah, I'm the manager of the school's basketball team. Me and Cullen Myers, who's also probably our best player in the center mid. And we keep stats, we help around with the basketball team, and that also helps me on the soccer field. It helps me stay disciplined, helps me be able to learn from other people.
Well, sounds like a fun time at Scranton Prep here in your senior season. Best of luck on the soccer field, and of course whatever comes up next for you, all right?
Thank you.
Sam Bednarz joining us from the Scranton Prep boys soccer team. And Sam, let's talk a little bit about your position on the team and what you hope to do this year as a senior.
I've played defender for the past 2 years at Prep. I'm looking to play defense again this year at Prep. Me and Santo usually play back in defense, and I've been a 2-year starter and defender, hoping to start again this year. And this year for Prep, I'm just hoping to, just keep the ball out of the goal and do good things for the team.
Let's talk about the offensive end. As far as guys that you think could score, or some guys maybe assist, talk about some of those players.
Yeah, we got a lot of guys back in the offensive end, which is a great thing to have. I mean, Colin Myers comes back. He's our top goal scorer from last year. and he's good. He's good at scoring goals, but he also assists goals to guys like Alec Butner, Corbin White, Mario Otel. We have a lot of guys who are coming back in the attack. Mario's a junior. He's a big factor in the attack. Corbin White is a junior, so is Alec Butner. They're two big factors in the attack. So we have an experienced attack coming back, and we're definitely going to get ready to get after it.
As far as this year's lineup, the coach saying, hey, we may do 4-3, 2-4, whatever, there's all different soccer lineups. You guys are going to have to adapt and do whatever coach wants. Talk about his system, what he expects from you guys. I know he has high expectations, and he likes to run a pretty tight program.
Yes, we've always had different formations here at Prep. Here at Prep, my freshman year, we've had a different one. Sophomore, we've had a different one. Junior, a different one. But the basics are all the same. We gotta try to play hard in any formation we're in. Try to win the ball and try to attack quickly. So whatever formation we play in this year, we'll play hard. We'll attack the goal, and we'll definitely score goals, a lot of goals.
As far as the academic end there at Scranton Prep, talk about some subject areas you like, or what you think you're leaning towards for the next year.
Yeah, I'm looking to try to go in the pre-med track when I head into college, and it's definitely hard to balance a sports life at Prep and an academic life at Prep. But I have people to help me out. My teammates help me out. My family helps me out. So it's hard to keep up, but if you work hard, you can definitely get it done at Prep.
Local, far away? Does it depend on what happens? I mean, you have any thought process in where that school's going to be for the pre-med track?
Well, I'm going into my senior year now, so like many other people in my grade, where I'm going all through all colleges. I was at Lehigh there a week. I'm looking to visit Boston College next week, and there's definitely a bunch of different colleges I could go to. I'm gonna try to stay somewhat in the Northeast region, nothing like near like California and all that. So I'll try to stay somewhere in the Northeast, and I'll definitely find a good college for me.
Well, those sound like a couple good options right out the top of the bat.
Good schools, yes.
Lehigh and Boston College, that's for sure. As far as other sports there at Scranton Prep, what else you play?
I've played basketball my whole life too. I've always been a basketball and soccer player, so it's always hard to come from soccer into basketball or basketball into soccer. But I try to keep a good balance of the two sports so I can be prepared for both sports at Prep. But I know we have two very good teams in basketball and soccer. We're lucky to have two great teams in basketball and soccer at Prep. So I try to stay ready for basketball, stay ready for soccer, so we have good years in both sports.
All right. Well, it sounds like you're ready to go. We wish you the very best here in 2017.
Thanks, Sean.
Chris Curry with us from Scranton Prep. And Chris, let's talk about your contributions this year for the soccer team. Let's first talk about your position. Where do you play, and what you hope to do this season?
I play either defensive mid or as an outside defender. I hope to make an impact coming in off the bench. And I hope to keep possession, keep my head up, find other players, and distribute the ball.
Let's talk about some of these leaders, some of these guys that are going to be seniors that you kind of will lean on for experience. Talk about some of those players around you that are pretty darn good that's for Prep.
Cullen Myers, our attacking center mid, he's just unstoppable. He always keeps his head up. He can dribble, shoot. Corbin White, Alec Butner, great attackers, even some guys coming off the bench.
But the coach, talk about him loving the game of soccer and what he brings as far as his knowledge of soccer, trying to make these guys at Prep a little bit better.
When we train mentally and physically to get prepared for the formation we're going to play. And he gets us ready for the games in the mindset to win and to find other players on the field, distribute, and go to goal, work the ball around, and hopefully get the win during that game.
You're a soccer guy, it's what you do. How about the academics there at Scranton Prep? There's some subjects that you really enjoy. I'm sure they're pretty challenging at times.
I like math. At Scranton Prep, we're student first, athlete second, academics come first.
And as far as your soccer play, trying to get on the field and make an impact, what could you do? What do you think is going to get you more of an impact on that field?
Just work hard, make good decisions, and try and get better.
Well, you got a bright upside, that's for sure. So we wish you the very best. Great to see you here at Arcaro and Janelle.
Thank you.